Alright, let's see if I can get my brain on task. 4:30 in the morning is way too early for anybody to be up and around. Oh boy. But the new job I'm starting is going to require me to be up at this time. Well, and I couldn't sleep last night, literally at all. I think I got like 2.5 hours of sleep in the 8-ish hours that I was trying to sleep. So, here we are. And I'm waking up here at the ass crack of dawn, and I'm just going to try to stay up and probably be way too caffeinated throughout the day just to make sure that I stay up, right? That way I can crash at hopefully like 7 or 8 and then just continue this schedule. Um, but that's not what I want to talk about. Right now, that's just bitching because I'm tired and I don't want to be up this early. But I've been laying in bed just pondering random shit. Um, One of the things well, the last thing that I was thinking about is I've been watching these. So I'm gonna call them retrospectives, right? People like going on like through old pieces of media, things like TV shows or movies or maybe well, I was gonna say sequels, but like what's coming to my brain right now because I'm way too tired is just long form content, but that's not correct. Things like movies and their sequels, TV shows, books, stuff like that. People going back and rewatching them or watching them and then doing deep dives on the characters, the writing, the reasons behind, what's going on, right? Pulling back the curtain. And I find that stuff very interesting. And it's really neat. And I feel like I want to make stuff like that, except for I don't consume content like that. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time that I actually sat down and watched an actual TV show. It has been years. I probably only watch like two movies a year, if that. Like 2 years or two, is a lot to me, and it's just like I just don't have the. I want to say the gumption to want to sit down and watch something like that. Now I will say anime. Every now and again, I would just not even necessarily get a hankering. I would just be so bored out of my mind that I'll go look one up. I'll just be like, all right, so this is what we're doing. And then I'll go and try to find an anime that's 8 or 12 episodes long, and I'll just sit down and binge it, right? And then that's what I'll do that evening, and then it's done and over with. That way I don't have to worry about coming back to it because any anime that I have to come back to, I have to get over the hurdle of sitting back down to start watching it again. Um, and that's just a really big hurdle for me. It's a huge hurdle for me to get into doing anything, like even starting videos like this. That's part of the reason why I've been lackluster on uploading. It's just because to sit down and actually start making the video is a big hurdle for me. But I bring up that I really like watching that content. Like it's really nice and engaging, and I really like how people look at this stuff, right? Because just because someone's doing like an introspection or a retrospection, whatever you want to call it, on these characters and the writing and stuff like that, that's not even necessarily how the writers actually meant for it to look all of the time. Like, that's just that person's take. And then even, watching three different people's take on the same subject matter, like the same character from the same series, they can all come sometimes vastly different, like it'll come across vastly differently to each person, but also at the same time, there might come across the same, or it might only be a little different here or there, or maybe different theories and stuff. And I find that really interesting, and I want to make something like that. But one, those take a lot of time and effort, and two, like I said, I don't really consume media like that. So I feel almost like I would have to create a universe to then do that with the characters inside that universe, which that sounds kind of crazy or what have you, but I'm envisioning kind of like a Petscop scenario, like where I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but Petscop was essentially a fake video game created. It's like one of the first ARGs that really hit mainstream. Um, where it's a video game that didn't really exist, but someone on YouTube played through the game and slowly uncovered its secrets, and then the people that were watching this person play through the game were also trying to figure out what was going on in the game, what was going on in the game, what was going on in the videos outside of the game, trying to piece these puzzles together. And I would do something kind of like that if I could, right? To where I would do an introspection or a retrospection to something that doesn't actually exist. At least not like for real. If anything, I could then retroactively go and actually make something that fits whatever I'm talking about. But I feel like that would be interesting, and I feel like that would be a fun time. Just like for myself. But that's again just because I don't really consume media like that. Some of the the first videos on this channel were very similar content, right? I'm saying similar because it wasn't like deep dives into X character or X thing. It was just me more or less reviewing and talking about manga that I've read, right? But since I'm gonna say kind of idle, like since I've been jobless, I haven't had really the want to go out and read manga. Because most of the time, whenever I was reading manga, it was at work. Whenever I was idle at work, to where like I was just kind of waiting for something to do, so I just open up manga on my phone and start reading. Um, Oop, you stop that. Um, but so that's something, and I think that would be neat. That's interesting. That's just a thought that I had, right? Especially because I am working on different, I'm gonna say stories, different avenues of telling stories, trying to figure out how I want to go about that. Um, that just might be another avenue for me to try to pursue to see if that fits what I want, right? Um, so there's that. Also, something else that I was thinking about, kind of in a similar vein, is just getting out there and doing stuff, right? I've been thinking a good bit. I watched another video yesterday or the day before or something that essentially the entire video was just be creative, right? Just disconnect from the internet as a whole because the internet is a mess right now in so many different ways, right? Like from dead internet theory, whether it's just a theory or it is, confirmed, to just like the overall, I'm going to say the politics of the country and how it's shaping everything and like the views of people and how just people are depressed right now and just constantly being plugged in and surrounded with this stuff is just making everyone miserable. So, more or less just where my brain's at is just disconnect if you can. Just instead of just going, oh, I wish that I could disconnect, or oh, I'll disconnect after two more, scrolls or whatever. No, just stop, unplug, put your phone down, and go do something else, right? Whether it be go see a loved one, go talk to a loved one, whether it be call or message somebody, right? Or go outside, walk around the block, or go to the park, or do something. Just get away from the monotony, right? Because something that I found myself doing again is mindlessly consuming just random bullshit. And that's more or less what I'm saying. Be conscious. Be what's I had the perfect word for it whenever I was lying in bed and I can't. Oh, take back the agency, right? The agency of yourself, your life, of whatever you're doing, right? Most of what not like technology as a whole, but media is today is making you as passive as possible so that you just mindlessly consume, right? Like it is easier than ever to just log into Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever and just scroll mindlessly and just let those algorithms feed you whatever, right? Just take back the agency if you like if you can, if you will. Like just do it, right? Instead of sitting down and just opening up TikTok because you don't have anything to do for 3 minutes. Actually think about what you're going to do. Think about what you want to do, right? Like instead of just opening up Netflix and scrolling through the catalog and then picking something, actually sit down and go, what do I want to watch, right? Is there something I want to watch? Or do I actually not want to watch anything? Is there something else that I would rather do, right? Because I feel like I'm not the only one stuck in the boat of I want to do these things, but I never have the time or the energy or the capacity. And I think that a lot of people get stuck on the same or similar hurdles as me, where it's just starting is the biggest hurdle. Starting is the biggest hurdle, but probably for different reasons than me, such as I don't have the paralysis of, oh, what if I fail, or what if it's not good, or what if things like that, because I know if I'm starting something new, it's going to suck, right? Whatever I first start doing, it is going to be terrible. And the people who are the best at whatever craft they're in, such as art or some sort of video making, or even like at a normal day-to-day job, the people that run the place, mind you, now I've worked blue collar jobs. I know how that really is most of the time. It's just people who've been there the longest. Um, but the people who end up being the masters of the craft are the people who have failed the most over time, right? Because they have tried, they've failed, and then they had to fix it. They've tried, they failed, and they've learned, right? And it's just slowly all of these failures adding up to making you good at something, right? You're never going to be good at something on your first try. That's just not how it works. If you stick with it for long enough, you'll look back and go, wow, I was not good at that at the start. So just try things. I will always advocate for just trying things, try new things. Whenever I am trying something new, like I said, I know I'm going to be bad at it. I don't go in expecting to be good at it. Instead, I'm more or less looking to see, do I enjoy this? Can I find myself enjoying doing this, right? Like right now, like to me with art, hold on, let me actually pull this up here. Um, but here's what I've currently been working on. Do I think this is good? No, not at all. But I'm enjoying doing it, right? Like to me, I think he looks good. This still needs work. The grass. I spent so much time on this grass, and I think it looks terrible. It looks so bad. I'm gonna have to go and redo all of this. Like I'm talking like hours doing this, and I think it looks bad. I think this tree looks okay, specifically down here. Up in here, I couldn't manage to recreate what I did down here. I feel maybe if I add like more thicker branches, now that I'm looking at it with fresh eyes, I might be able to do that. Like thicker branches might let me get this extra detail in here. Also, I've thought about like going in and like erasing down here at the bottom so that this darkened stuff is the bottom. I That might be the call, if you ask me. Also, I'm seeing right here, I need to kind of like taper. Yeah, I'm gonna say taper this edge right here, and then maybe try to make this look a little thicker down here. Um, I still need to do these rocks, and like the background. Oh, I already know the background's gonna take forever, and I'm hoping. Also, I kind of like. I'm probably gonna redo this rock over here too. I think it looks bad. Um, but the background's gonna take forever, and this we're gonna see again. Always take any of these projects I do with a grain of salt, because there's a very high likelihood that I'm not actually going to follow through with what I'm planning. Um, Especially because like just look at the last art piece that I did. I didn't even finish it. Same with one before that, right? But this one, I'm hoping this is going to be the start of some sort of, I'm gonna say like storyboard or some sort of story, right? Where this is going to be where everything takes place, and then I'm just going to draw more pictures after this depicting next scenes to progress what story is happening, right? It's not going to be like super deep or super complex or anything like that. This is just going to be a way to get certain thoughts out of my head. But yeah, but I already know this is bad. I I knew going into this would be it would be bad. I think that this is way better than the first art pieces that I was doing here like a month or so ago, but I still don't think that this is good. And such as like with the grass, I spent hours doing this and I don't even like how it looks, so I'm going to redo it. That is a failure, right? That is me failing and going, I didn't like this, so I need to go and redo it and try something different. Um, but now let's go and take this back. But I think that that's part of just taking back agency, right? Um, like I said, I've been finding myself mindlessly just loading up and playing games, mindlessly loading up and watching YouTube or YouTube Shorts or some sort of whatever bullshit is around at the time, and I just really need to get a hold of that again. And I think that there's a good bit of people that also need to find a way to get a hold of it, right? To get a hold of it, take the agency back, in their life and just unplug from the bullshit that's making them miserable, right? There's a lot of people that have come out, it's not a hot take to say that the internet makes people miserable, because it does. I think most people that are perpetually online at this point know that it makes them miserable. They're just kind of stuck in a loop, stuck in a cycle of just consume content, become upset by content, react to content, repeat, right? Um, and I think that some people just need to hear that you got. I'm gonna say here that you got to take control, right? Like the first step to being able to retake back that agency is being told, "Hey, you're in control. Please take that control. Please just don't think about it. As soon as you think about it, you're already losing the battle." That is something that I've learned, at least with myself, is the more you think about it, the less likely you're going to do it, right? So instead of sitting here and going, oh, well, this, oh, well, that, stop, jump in, right? Just unplug, jump into something, right? Get yourself doing something productive. That's a bad word. Get yourself doing something better for yourself, I guess is what I'm going to say. Something that makes you happier, something that makes that, yeah, it just makes you, end the day going, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I tried that. I'm glad that I spent my time with this instead of that, right? I'm now meandering and talking in circles, so I think I'm just going to say thanks for watching if you are watching. I'm pretty sure that me changing the what you call it, my channel's icon quite literally killed my viewer count. Like I was consistently hitting about 10 views, and then I changed the profile icon, and now it just sunk down straight to 0. So if you're watching, thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. And if you didn't realize that this was the channel because I made that change. I honest to God, I should have made a video first saying that I was going to change the icon and then did it afterwards. But hindsight 2020. There you go. Look, another failure. Chalk that one up in the books, boys. But yeah. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next time.